Hey guys, Royal Heart here, and we're going to review Rockhoof and a Hard Place. We start out with Rockhoof in his old village helping dig up relics. This being his old home, he starts using the place like he would back when he was alive a long time ago, which is pretty normal for him, but everybody else around him, Professor Fossil and more, are trying to carefully get things out of the ground and preserve them for a museum. This, of course, does not bode well with him, because he's doing everything like he used to. He finds a little ball and he's playing with it like he used to, and talks about about a story that reminded him of when he kicked the ball and knocked down several buildings, and Professor Fossil stops him and is like, well, this is not how we do things. Everything here must be preserved and kept untouched for a museum. And he realizes he doesn't belong there anymore. So she takes him to Twilight and sees if they can find him a place in the school. And they put him in the classroom where they have to learn defense of friendship. So they were currently just talking about how Discord got trapped in stone. And Rockhoof was that teacher for that room. And so when they told him that, he's like, oh, so it's about stories. And they're like, oh, yeah, it's about stories. And we never get homework. Of course, like kids always do. And he's like, oh, I got a story for you about how I defeated the Ursa Major. And he goes into telling a story, and he's destroying the whole entire classroom while he's telling his story. And he's got all the kids, and he's got all the students, like, involved. Like enchanted by his story. So he continues telling it. And Twilight and them hear the ruckus and come in and they're like, yeah, you need to stop because you're destroying the classroom, of course. And Twilight is trying to be nice and trying to find him a place where he belongs, like anybody would. And that's great to see. But when they go out and talk on a walk and things, they find that Rockhoof is just having a hard time, no matter what they tried. And he sees fire, and he immediately thinks of the volcano that erupted when he was younger. And that's all fine and dandy. And he tries to save the school, and Twilight tries to explain, but he doesn't listen. And he actually puts out the fire and everything, gets the kids out of the building. And when Spike and Spike and Smolder. Spike and Smolder come out, and they're like, what was that all about? And there was a fire, I was putting it out. It was a fire breathing contest between the both of them. And Twilight's like, well, we tried to tell you. And he's like, I just don't, I'm sorry, I didn't mean, basically a misunderstanding. So Twilight and AJ's like, well, why don't we just go show him how his friends are, or let him visit with his friends? And they go visit with Flash Magnus, and he's already head of the guard again. And he's fitting in fine. And then they go to each and every one, and each and every one is either adapted, fitting in fine, or are back in their homes doing what they love. And it's sad that he's the only one that's having this problem. And of course, even Star Swirl is learning about friendship on his own and trying to fix himself. And Stygian has written books, and they're bestsellers. And so Rockhoof is just finally fed up to the point and has realized that he's not going to fit in at all. So he asks Twilight to cast the sleep stone spell on him, like discord. It feels like he would be better preserved in a museum. It's like having a grandparent that thinks that you don't care and don't love them and want to hear or spend time with them anymore. Basically. And I honestly am glad that they done a lesson like this for this episode. It really puts the feelings out there for you. Sorry about the noise in the background. The dishes are being washed in the kitchen. It puts everything into perspective, if I can talk. So, yeah, it's a hard episode to take in. But Yona actually has to write an essay on heroism, and she writes it about Rockhoof. And when she tells him about it, it makes him happy. And she told the whole school about his stories, so they're all there and they're listening to him tell the story about the Ursa Major. And Twilight comes out and is like, "Are you sure you wanted to?" And she sees everybody. She's like, "What?" And then she realizes his stories, although some of them might be tall tales, inspire and can teach people that way, or creatures that way. And she realizes where he belongs. It's like, I, as the Princess of Friendship, now declare you are the storyteller, blah, blah, blah. And Spike's like, "Can you even do that?" And she's like, eh. But yeah, it's lovely how it ended. And it shows that no matter who you are, or what you do, you still have a purpose somewhere in the world, no matter what. It was a really good episode. It turned out great. I love how they did it. I have no complaints about it. Of course, I want to hear from you guys and what you think, so please leave a comment down below and I'll be sure to read it. And I might even get back to you, if I can find the time to get back to you. But I'm pretty good about interacting with you guys. So with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Remember to always follow your hearts. Bye bye, guys.